represent that to y'all. So initially we had planned to make the speech to law enforcement, but since they're a no-show, we're going to make it to y'all. So members of the media, the public, my brother's standing here in arms today, law enforcement that is probably stalking this right now, and whoever else cares to listen. Why are we here? Today, August 19th of 2023, many of us young men of Virginia who have either been in war or served our country have a grievance against the Sheriff's Office of Gloucester County, Virginia. In 2021, this Sheriff's Office, among many other Sheriff's offices in the state of Virginia, vowed to be a Second Amendment sanctuary, promising to preserve the very amendment that protects our Constitution and our homeland. In recent months, they have enforced unconstitutional laws and invented new offenses to satisfy their desire to control this country's politics, including the arrest of 4 citizens lawfully exercising their right to carry a weapon, one of which is actively serving this great nation. When I say the word lawfully, I mean in accordance with the rights protected by the Constitution and without regard to any supposed law that contradicts those rights. These men have fallen victim to weaponized politics. Concerned for the community, they attended a school board meeting at an office facility that, according to zoning laws, is a government facility. And after the speech given by a community member peacefully addressing the misuse of power by members of the school board and the use of politically motivated violence by an elected official prior to that meeting, all 4 men exited the building peacefully and quietly to return to their daily lives. They were immediately and without provocation confronted by sheriff's deputies who didn't ask them if they were armed. In the following discussion, it was determined that they were in fact carrying weapons in accordance with their rights. All handguns were confiscated, and less than 3 days later, felony warrants were issued for their arrest. All of this transpired because they spoke up against the misuse of power in Gloucester County, and Sheriff Warren felt the need to protect his corrupt cronies. Seeing this misuse of power repeatedly across Virginia, beginning with the General Assembly's special session in 2020 that passed unlawful acts of armed control, has led me to believe this: the law and the creator of the law are not the direct issue. The ones who enforce the law are the most basic threat to our liberty when they abuse their power, as Sheriff Warren has done. For without this arm, this weapon, this blue boot, the law has absolutely no power. Hypothetically, if China were to invade us, we wouldn't take the fight to their Politburo, we would fight their infantrymen, the boots on the ground. When it comes to the law has no power until it's enforced, and so our problem is with law enforcement who chooses to enforce corrupt laws that violate the Constitution. In days of old, our forefathers repeatedly begged that their grievances be solved. They cried to the king, they cried to Parliament. The king answered by deploying troops to occupy homes, steal arms and money, and murder dissidents and protesters, as we see repeatedly across the U.S. today. This is why our founders warned us of professional men-at-arms enforcing the government's will, and yet somehow supposed freedom-loving Americans have continually given up rights and freedoms to the very standing army that strips away our rights in the name of earning a living. Out of control, rogue law enforcement. Today I'm not here to beg, and I am not here to cry. I'm not here to question their authority. I'm here to completely and unequivocally deny the very legitimacy of its existence. I'm here to do this. I'm here to remind every man and woman that wishes to breach our Constitution that many of us vehemently swore an oath to defend, to remind you that we are awake. We are ready, we will fight, and we will die. We will do everything within our power to defend those rights enshrined within the Constitution. We will not attack anyone, but we will always defend ourselves if attacked. To the officers that are watching this, you violated the Constitution of the United States. Someday you will answer for these violations. If not before man, you will answer to it before God. You disgust us. You are not our brothers. You have no right to fly our flag. You have no right to be an American. You are Tories, redcoats, and not patriots. You have no right to live off of our taxes. You have no right to wear a uniform funded by the very people you abuse. You are a disgrace to liberty. If you wish to embrace ideals of freedom, lay your badge down. Step away from being the boot that continues to oppress and stand for real liberty. Return the property you've stolen, resign your positions, and find a living that doesn't involve abusing innocent people. To the men standing here today with me, and to the state of Virginia, this is not about us and this is not about them. This is about the future that we want for our children. If we give an inch on our rights today, our children will be a mile away from their rights tomorrow. Too many people have drawn their line at door-to-door confiscation, forgetting that the other side will simply enforce whatever laws are handed down to them that they wish to enforce, and restrict us 1 inch at a time, chipping away our rights 1 step at a time. I implore all of you, Virginia, to stand up as you stand today, to continually hold the line here in Virginia. We must not let this state fall. Our fathers didn't stand up and speak when jackbooted thugs abused their neighbors. Now we stand up and speak so our children don't have to. I don't want bloodshed. I don't want war. I've seen war. I've been in war. I don't want any of that. But I promise you, I will fight a war if I need to protect our children's future. For freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction, and we are that generation. I embrace the pain for preservation of freedom. If it must happen, let it begin with us. For what is my life against our nation's future? What is it? It's nothing. Sic Semper Tyrannis. That's on our state flag. It's our state seal, and it means thus always the tyrants. And it means that as long as tyrants continue to use the law to oppress innocent civilians who gave a peaceful speech and walked out, returning to their cars, going on about their daily lives, if they continue to oppress, we will stand. We will defend it. I love this country. I love this nation. We will get a lot of hatred for this, and we'll get a lot of love for this, but at the end of the day, we're doing what's right because we love our Constitution, and I will die for my Constitution. I am sick of being tread on. I am sick of the fact that our fathers did not stand up, and so now we have to, so our children don't. And so I implore the state of Virginia, stand now. It's on you. Stand up. Sic Semper Tyrannis, thus always the tyrants. Thank you. And I will take questions. Yes, ma'am.